when these treasures were actually made, artistic creation required innovation. And nothing would please Emperor Qianlong more than a clever new invention, such as a vase within a vase. Something as ingenious as this received pride of place in the collection.
我们把箱子打开，这是早上七祖堂送过的一件器物。
Over 200 years later, the vase retains its fascination. Permission has been granted to investigate the vase at the museum's own restoration facilities. Though first, protocol demands that the piece that has been moved be carefully checked for any damage. Inspection completed, modern technology takes over. Mr. Yang hopes that X-rays will reveal just how the craftsman would have created a piece like this vase. The lead-sealed room is closed, and the plate is exposed to a carefully timed burst of X-rays.
Okay.
The result is revealing and very elegant.
This is from the Qing dynasty, that period. It was made for Emperor Qianlong. It's a revolving vase within a vase. Using the X-ray image, you can see how it was made. In this way, we can see there were 4 steps in making it. It's very complicated. You can see the different colors.
It appears to be a single piece, but is actually made up of several parts, with each part fired separately. First the neck and the mouth, then the shoulder, and finally the body and the bottom of the vase. The components were then put together and fired with low-temperature glaze to fuse them, with the inner vase able to revolve. This form of craftsmanship flourished during Qianlong's time and brought the level of technical expertise of porcelains to new heights. Other technologies are giving the museum whole new insights into many of the objects on display. With over 500,000 items in the collection, it's not always easy to know where to begin. One of the most popular items during Qianlong's period was carved from a single olive pip. The workmanship and details are hard to make out on this tiny item, even with the aid of the magnifying glass that the museum provides. But when the piece has been scanned and a 3D model has been created, it's much easier to appreciate the patience and the steady hand of the craftsman who made this carving. It's a boat, complete with figures playing chess. Small windows that open and shut, and carved on the hull, an entire poem of 300 characters. But even these items were not groundbreaking enough for the emperor. He really wanted to push the boundaries of what was technically possible, and only an emperor had the power to do this.
I have the feeling that he was there to see, well, I have all the resources in the world. I want to see what's new can be done out of all this. And that is why I think some of the things are really extraordinary. Extraordinary in size, extraordinary, very big or very small.
The artists vied to present the emperor with ever more complex and ingenious items. But one outshone them all, and the emperor was fascinated. An ivory ball, which actually consisted of at least 17 concentric spherical shells, each intricately carved, each capable of independent motion, and all from one solid piece of ivory. A true masterpiece. And to this day, this object baffles the experts. The sphere is even more fragile than most of the emperor's collection. but it was once handed over to the scientists for investigation. No one had any idea how it could have been made from a single solid piece of ivory. An endoscope inserted delicately inside its workings begins to reveal the full complexity of this extraordinary piece and allows a 3D model to be created. But while this procedure shows us exactly what the ivory ball is, we're still a very long way from understanding how it was created centuries ago. It's been many years since Gao Renjun last saw the packing cases he helped transport across China in the time of war. The former museum worker and treasure escort has come to the tunnels where the collection was housed when he brought it to Taiwan.
那个是箱子装香烟的，原来是预备装这个香烟。
原来是预备装。
对，装香烟，这个模头都非常好，要点了多少次了，预约不坏，它不裂开来。就这下子，现在就留着一些作为纪念。这个模头。
These boxes are built quite well. Look, we nailed down the top so many times, but they still held up. They never changed them.
In all their long journey across China, over 17 years, fleeing from one conflict and then another, Mr. Gao takes great pride in the care he took with the boxes holding the treasure.
Nothing broke. Nothing. After such a long time, after moving them so many times, none of the boxes were broken.
But war is just the most dramatic form of danger that faces such a massive and diverse collection. Today, there is a far more insidious, creeping danger that the staff at Taiwan's National Palace Museum have to fight. It's a constant battle, and there can be no rest, for the enemy is time itself.